Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out. Oh, no, I ain't got nothing on. I'm naked. Check out your boy out here with nothing on but my pyramids to teach right thinking for all those who are interested. Let's do what we do. Rightisms. 25 rule to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message and a story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. Hopefully you use them and you're benefiting from them. The numbers are going up, so that's a good thing. Let's go. Right thinking, mission, and yeah, and I'm on it. Even without my goods, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. So the point is, it ain't in what I wear, it's what I say. Let's go. Do it my way. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get you right thinkers to do just that. Your job as a right thinker to listen to the lessons, put them to use, and you do just that. Know thyself. So the question is, do you know you? Let's find out. One of these persons are you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. It's okay. I can teach them. If you're one of them, I got you. Stay tuned. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. You want to learn? I'm the teacher. A person who knows not, here we go, and believe that they know, how I feel about that. They're dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not, a person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right? Think of know thyself. To my be true. Today, it's all about spiritual concepts and putting spirituality with knowledge, not belief. Okay, it's all about having spiritual knowledge, aka spiritual truth. So, right thinkers, let's talk about when you're doing spiritual work. My spiritual work is what? Teaching and living the truth. If you're going to speak it, you're going to teach it, you better be living it. That's how it's done. That's what I do. Let's go. Let me help you out with this lesson today. Hope you enjoy it. I'm a spiritual worker, aka evangelist. I ain't got nothing on the date. Sage, I'm freewheeling it. Okay. But bottom line is, yeah, I am a spiritual worker. That means God is my boss, not man. I work for my higher self. That's the spirituality. That's the spiritual concept that I try to get across to those who want to learn. You have to have knowledge. And once you live a certain way, you have the proof that it's worth working for. When you're spiritual work, when you're doing spiritual work, is being what? Spiritually, spiritual work is to bring spiritually ignorant people to what? Spiritual enlightenment. I just want to enlighten you with spiritual truths, aka self-knowledge, and then you can make a better decision with knowledge of self. You can make a better decision for yourself and even know yourself. That's how it's done. God is spirit. Right thinking philosophy will give you knowledge to go with that spirit, aka to know thyself and God as one. With spiritual truth, if learned, will show you who the creator, aka God, is, and you are one. Spiritual truths, again, when lived and learned and mastered, you become God in the flesh, aka, y'all call him Jesus, but we all can be Christ-like by what? Doing what he did, live a righteous lifestyle, teach those who didn't know what they need to know, and he went amongst the people who needed him. He don't hang out with the high and mighty, the pious. No, he didn't do none of that. He stayed amongst the people. I call myself a streetwalker. Don't say that. I walk the streets to help those in the streets. Those are the ones who need what I got, not those who think this all about them. Okay, so Spiritual truth is taking it to those who need to hear it. Okay? Most of them have issues, so that's why they need to hear it. Those who believe they know ain't trying to hear it. Spiritual truth, watch this, when lived and mastered, I did that one, sorry about that. Next one is spirituality is being aware of your spiritual truth, and more important, living by them. I see good Christians living Christian truths. Muslim and Jews, the same thing. I keep explaining that to you. I'm just living my Maya truth. No difference. I'm just trying to give you a different perspective that they don't give you that I know about. I spent a lot of years, just learning my spiritual truth. I was a student to learn first. I didn't learn it to teach it. I learned it to live it so I can have it, so I can be. Once I got to the masterhood, I said, well, you know what? I can help others do the same thing. In turn, that's what I do for you. That's why I'm here doing what I do. Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know, maybe that's what. Let's talk about this spirit thing. And when you are spiritually enlightened, watch this. I spent a lot of years just learning the truth. And I lived them and became what? A master of a lifestyle that I can teach others how to live. That's right thinking philosophy. Okay. Now, I put a lot of effort into what? Being my best self first, with gaining and obtaining the knowledge I need to do that with. Learn it. Yeah. Comprehend it. Understand it. Yeah. Now live it. Manifest it. That's what mastery is all about. I tell you, I'm spiritual, not religion. And I keep saying religion is a man-made concept. Spirituality is natural, it's from God. And because I don't subscribe to the belief system, that don't make me a bad guy. I'm not anti-belief system. I just don't subscribe to it. Please understand that. Now, why? Spiritual truths will replace what? The belief system. Why? Because with knowledge, you don't need belief. I tell you that over and over again. I don't subscribe to the belief system. Understand that. And I'm telling you the reasons why. If you're a Jesus believer, you need to learn spiritual truth and become a right thinker. Same thing, personally, but do what works for you. That's why I do what I do. And if you need the help, that's what I do for you. Help you out. Not your thing. You don't need this. Cool. Spiritual truth can be learned and then lived, aka right thinking philosophy. I'm gonna teach it to you. I'm gonna display it for you, and then you can pick and choose if it's for you or not. It ain't for everybody. I have been called a lot of things, but a liar and wrong is not one of them. Why you think that is? I ain't got time to wait. It's rhetorical. Spiritual truths are the myths, the allegorical stories, mythological stories to what? Educate you, and then for higher conscious of learning and understanding yourself at a whole nother level. Maya philosophy, what I teach from. I got a few other books, but I chose this one because I want to get the concept of just learning, doing, and being, because that's what she professed. So that's why we do Maya. All right, philosophy. Where we at? Okay, Maya philosophy, aka Professor 42 Confession. I keep that on my wall. That's my little shrine over there. Okay, all that you do personally. Why? Because my Maya is a philosophical blueprint of how to what? Live right, do right. To do what? To get to the next level in life. Remember, Christians, y'all want to get to the gates and tell St. Peter, you know Jesus, to get into heaven. We didn't have that concept. This was our concept. Live right, do right, be judged by the contents of your heart, and that's how you get to the next level. If not, ego personality get eaten by our men. That's our concept. I guess eating by men is hell. Getting them go with Osiris, that's heaven. Same thing. So, but it's some things that even to get past Peter, you got to do. Same thing you got to do to get past our men. Okay, pass the test. To know spiritual truth and not share or live them, what's the purpose of learning them? That don't make no sense. When I was studying to better myself. I wasn't studying. I was just studying to learn to be. And when I got good at it, okay, maybe I can help some others. That's when right thinking philosophy came into view for me to teach others what I know. Again, what I know, my experiences. That's my wisdom. Righteous living is what I know. Comes from what? Having spiritual truth, aka self-knowledge, and living by those and follow the rules that they govern, and you will see the difference in you. I guarantee that. I tell you, any belief system or philosophical concept that you follow, understand, and learn, and live works. Simple as that. I teach spiritual truth. Why? Because I know them. I used to teach people how to do other things because I knew that. Sell drugs, load trucks, Masonic knowledge. I did all those because I did it and I learned it and I passed others on to others how to do the same thing. I'm doing the same thing now, having nothing changed. So teaching is what I do. I got a problem with that. That's my calling. I'm answering the call the best I could. Now let's go. I take more pride in what? How I live my spiritual truth on a day-to-day basis than how I teach them to others. In order to teach it, I have to live it. I take great pride in that. I tell you, I can only teach what I know. And the spiritual truth that I've learned over the years is what I know. Why? Because I lived them. I put them to effect. I know what they can do. Why? Because I used them. Same with the drugs. If I told you about this, why? I used it. I know. You can't teach spiritual truth if what? You're not living by them. Why? Because it will show when what you do don't match what you say, it will be exposed to those who watch and say, my man, but you said that and you're doing this. Okay. So all those with titles and it ain't about the title. It's about how they do what they do. Yeah, my title says right thing. So that means I got to present myself as that. I got a problem doing that. But I'm not professing to be somebody high and mighty and just act like a fool. I don't do that. Right thinking philosophy, watch this, works. Why? Because I personally worked it before I even thought about teaching it to anybody else or showing others how it's done. That's why. So at this point, I'm confident and I'm full of understanding what I'm doing to help others get where they want to go. Be their best selves. My spiritual truth, aka right thinking philosophy, is a way of life for me that if you practice will change your life like it did for me. I didn't always live right. I didn't always think and do right. We all can make the change if you want to. That's what right thinking is based on. You wanting to do what's best for you, be a right thinker, and then implement what you learn. Here you go. Last one. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Boy is back. I'm a truth teller. Excuse me. I'm a truth teacher, speaker, and I live by those truths, aka right thinking philosophy. If I teach it, I have to live it. Yeah, I teach spiritual truths. Guess what? I live them to those who are in search of what? The truth for themselves. That's how I got it. It's there. It ain't going nowhere. It just waits. Like the kings and pharaohs, the co-inhabitants, until somebody with a more positive attitude toward what? Right thinking philosophy and help others to do and be their best selves. I'm him. I'm back. I'm a liver of my spiritual truth when daily. That's right thinking philosophy. Lifestyle. I live by spiritual discipline. That means I'm going to hold myself accountable to do what I think and know to be what's right. I don't always do, I ain't perfect by no stretch, but I'm not doing what's wrong. I can vouch for that. When you can say that, then you can speak for yourself. I'm only speaking for myself. No, I ain't perfect, but I don't do wrong intentionally. With spiritual truth, what? You can live a better lifestyle. Like Mr. Wright, live by your truth, not what somebody else said. You should have your own. It's a moral and philosophical concept that you hold for yourself. And that's what my teaches. Master that, you master yourself, and you'll be fine. But it's all about first thing taking care of that ego. Don't forget him. Watch this. Now, my lifestyle is based on knowing the truth and living by the truth that I know to be. When? Daily. What I did last week, last month, last year don't mean nothing. What am I doing now? Living in the present. Okay? The future is on the horizon. The past is behind you. You can't live there. Head toward the horizon. Head toward the light, as they tell you. So it all plays itself out philosophically, metaphorically, or however you want to use it. But it's all about knowing thyself, having spiritual knowledge and understanding so you can live a spiritually disciplined life for yourself. If you choose to follow Christian, Islam, or Judaism, that's fine. Knock yourself out. But it's all about the work that you put in on a day-to-day basis. What makes it work for you? I got more for you. You know I'll be back.